So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Now let us move on to the next part of the session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who are joining the call today?
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. All glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashwati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashwati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaji. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjali Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjali Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, and pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, is there anyone who would like to introduce in the call today? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and my humble obeisances to all the dear devotees assembled here. Myself, Radha Jyoti Devi Dasi from India, Shalapur. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Jyoti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please, Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Okay, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam on today's verses 8.22.8 onwards. Hare Krishna Prabhu, I hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Hare
please
Krishna,
accept
Mataji.
humble obeisances. Yes, Prabhu. Now we can hear you.
Hare Krishna, thank you all the devotees for this opportunity to serve. We begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pradikamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajata Savgana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Savgana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we are continuing from 8th canto, chapter 22nd, entitled Bali Maharaj Surrenders His Life, verse number 8. This verse is spoken by Bali Maharaj. Pitamaho me bhavadiya sammata prahlad avishkrita sadhuvada bhavad vipakshena vichitra vaishyasam samprapitasvam paramasvapitra. Translation. My grandfather Prahlad Maharaj is famous, being recognized by all your devotees. Although harassed in many ways by his father Hiranyakashipu, he still remained faithful, taking shelter of your lotus feet. Purport. A pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, although harassed circumstantially in many ways, never gives up the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to take shelter of anyone else. A pure devotee never complains against the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A vivid example is Prahlad Maharaj. Examining the life of Prahlad Maharaj, we can see how severely he was harassed by his own father Hiranyakashipu. Yet, he did not divert his attention from the Lord even to a smallest extent. Bali Maharaj, following in the footsteps of his grandfather Prahlad, remained fixed in his devotion to the Lord, despite the Lord's having punished him. Hare Krishna. This is a very, very important section in the Bhagavatam, which describes what happens to a devotee, what may happen to a devotee even after he surrenders. Krishna continues to test his devotees. Bali Maharaj, he gave everything. Actually, Vamanadev took away everything in a cheating way, in a deceitful way. And sometimes it looks like the devotees, we may feel that Lord is not fair with me. I am doing so many services. I am practicing Krishna consciousness for so many years, trying to be very, very sincere, serious, without ulterior motives. Still, why all these things are happening? Why Lord is putting me in such intense tests? Whatever we may go through, Bali Maharaj has suffered the highest. What Bali Maharaj is going through, it is unimaginable. And in the 4th verse, you may have heard Bali Maharaj says, "Oh my Lord, in the previous times, father, mother, brother, friend, they may have punished their subordinates. But nobody has punished like you have punished me." It is so very astonishing. And he says, your punishment is exalted. He is not complaining, he is grateful that you are giving me such a wonderful punishment. Pumsam shlagyatamam manye dandam arhatam arpitam dannamata pita bhrata suridascha dishantihi. Nobody can see anybody who has punished their subordinates like you have punished me. Your punishment is also exalted. Shlagya. It is exalted punishment. Although the Lord never desires wrong for his devotees, but the Lord tests his devotees, sometimes to the extreme degree. The Lord will test all of us for three purposes. He will test our eagerness to practice bhakti. He will test our understanding of philosophy. And he will test our loyalty to this path of bhakti. That's what Shukdev Goswami did to Parikshit Maharaj also. In the 5th canto, and last chapter described all the hellish planets. 6th canto, Parikshit Maharaj asks, "O Shukdev Goswami, how will these living entities be delivered from hell?" Shukdev Goswami says they'll do atonement. That is mentioned in the Karma Kanda. They'll do atonement, they'll get free of all the sins. What is the problem? Shukdev Goswami is testing the understanding of philosophy. Have you understood the philosophy? Do you understand the greatness of the process of devotion service? Parikshit Maharaj, he's already a pure devotee of the Lord. He says, "Oh my Lord, oh Shukdev Goswami, this is like elephant bathing. Manye kunjara shauchavat." What is the use of this such type of atonement? We'll do atonement, again do some sinful activity, again do atonement. What is the use of all this? And then Shukdev Goswami describes jnana. He says, "Venu gulmam givanalaha." It is like the forest being burnt by the fire. In the next rainy season, again the forest grows, again the bamboos grow because the roots are intact. And then he says, "Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayana agam dhunvanti karsnena niharam eva bhaskara." By the process of devotional service unto Lord Vasudeva, the roots of sin are destroyed. The sinful propensity is destroyed. That is the complete purification. And then Parikshit Maharaj accepts, yes, this is right. Shukdev Goswami tested the understanding of philosophy. We will also be tested. Have you understood the philosophy? Or, okay, this is also good, this is also good. Srila Prabhupada has given so many books. He has put all his hard work in writing these books. It is our duty to read them and study them properly. Somehow or other we should find time. Somehow or other we should study. For many, when they have to give a talk, then it gives the impetus to study. Although it is not such a wonderful, level of impetus, but still, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or other we should invest our mind in Krishna. Second time, Shukdev Goswami tested Parikshit Maharaj in the 9th canto. In the end of the 9th canto, Shukdev Goswami summarized entire pastimes of Krishna in just 2 verses. He was testing the eagerness of Parikshit. How eager you are to hear. Parikshit Maharaj passed the test. He said, "Please don't summarize. I want to hear 90 chapters and you are speaking only 2 verses." Nivritta tarishay rupakiyamana bhavaushadha shrotra manobhirama. Who can be satisfied hearing about Krishna? Krishna Katha is only pleasing to the ears and the mind. Nothing else satisfies the mind and the ears. And then the last thing which Shukdev Goswami said is the glorification of Jnana Marg, not Bhakti. He was testing the Parikshit Maharaj's loyalty to the path of Bhakti. Or, okay, bhakti is also there, but in difficult situations, I can go to some other paths also. We all will be tested for these things. And sometimes Krishna puts such intense tests. Krishna didn't leave even gopis. To the last moment, Krishna was testing them in Ras Leela. He disappeared suddenly. Krishna tested Rukmini till last moment. She wrote a letter thinking that at least I will inform that if you don't come, Krishna, I will not live. I will die. She wrote 7 verses, beautiful letter, explaining her heart, giving away, describing how he can come and kidnap her. Rakshasena vidhinodvaha virya shulka. You come and you marry me in Rakshasa style. That means kidnap me. Yasyangri pankaja rajasnapanam mahanto vanchantyumapatirvatmatamopahatye yarihi ambujakshana labheya bhavat prasadam jahyamashun krishan shatjanma bhisyat. She's saying, my Lord, if you don't come, I will not marry Shishupal. I will do tapasya. I'll give up my life. Again, I'll take birth. Again, I'll do tapasya. Again, I'll die. I'm ready to do it for 100 lifetimes. That is the determination of a devotee. As Prabhupada writes in this purport, a pure devotee never complains against the mercy of the Lord. However testing the situations may be, however difficult things may look, devotee never complains. And Bhagavatam is full of such examples. So many great devotees, so many calamities came in their life, but they never complained to the Lord. Bhagavatam is meant to bring us to this understanding of always being grateful, either in good situations or bad situations. A devotee never complains, oh Lord, why are you doing this to me? That is what Bali Maharaj is saying here. He's not complaining to the Lord. That's what Prabhupada is writing. A pure devotee, a devotee of the Lord, never complains against the mercy. Why you are not showing mercy, O my Lord? You'll never find such examples in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is Amalam Purana. It gives the highest examples of consciousness. Highest consciousness possible in this material world. That is Bhagavatam. All the way up to the gopis. Pati sutanvaya bhratra bandhava tati vilangyate tachyuta gata gati vidastavo gita mohita kitavayoshita kastya jinishi. They gave up everything. They gave up whatever is very, very dear to a chaste lady. They were ready to give up risk their chastity. They were risking being rejected by the society. That is the highest level. They never complained. They're always praying to the Lord, always praying for the mercy of Krishna. That is how a devotee is. He's always looking for peace amidst the chaos. How to find peace amidst chaos? There's a peace of mind and peace of heart. Peace of mind is very, very superficial, shallow. Something goes wrong and we get disturbed. But the devotee's heart is so full of gratitude that nothing disturbs the devotee internally. Externally, he may go through some anxiety, troubles, but in the heart of hearts, the devotee is convinced about this fact that avashya rakshibe Krishna iti vishwas palam. He is always peaceful internally. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti advat Tadvad kamayam pravishanti sarve shantimapnoti na kama kami. Millions of tons of water enters the rivers, enters the ocean every minute maybe. Hundreds of rivers are entering ocean. The ocean never overflows. Why? Because the ocean is deep and vast. By the process of devotional service, the devotee, he is full of Krishna. That is the difference between a pure devotee and a new devotee, the sadhaka. A neophyte devotee, a new devotee, because he has just started practicing Krishna consciousness, his heart is still very shallow, superficial, not so deeply absorbed in Krishna. Anything goes wrong, he gets disturbed, she gets disturbed, starts blaming the Lord, or maybe wondering, getting bewildered. Pure devotee never gets bewildered. He always tries to find silver lining in the darkest of the nights. That is how a pure devotee works. Our advancement in Krishna consciousness is decided by our response in adverse situations. As Prabhupada said, a greatness of a personality is tested in difficult situations. So when things go wrong, then what is our response? That describes how much we have imbibed Krishna consciousness. Because whatever is inside comes out in that situation when we are pressed. It's like a sponge which is soaked in honey. You press it, honey will come out. Soaked in neem juice, the neem juice will come out. Karela juice, juice will come out. So it depends on how much we have absorbed this process of Krishna consciousness. That will decide our response in difficult situations. And Bali Maharaj is a liberated soul now. Therefore, his response is, oh my Lord, I'm grateful for the punishment. Pumsam shlagyatamam manye. Shlagyatamam. It is the best. You're the supreme personality of punishment. Your punishment is also best. Nobody can punish like you have punished me. Vidurji, if you see the life of Vidurji, whole life he served Kauravas selflessly, always giving good advice to Dhritarashtra, always telling them what is right thing to do. Sometimes he told Dhritarashtra, please throw this son of yours. He is sin personified. He will destroy your entire dynasty. Saesha dosha purushas dviraste grihan pravishtoyam apatyamatya Kushnashi Krishna Vimukagata Shritya Shaivam Pulakaushalaya. If you want the welfare of your dynasty, Tyajati, just give up this son of yours. Throw away this Duryodhan. He is dosha purushas dviraste. He is sin personified and he is envious of Krishna. He is a result of your 10 million lives of 10 million lives full of sins. He's a result of that. Don't keep him in your house. Dhritarashtra, he didn't listen to it. Duryodhan heard it. And he was so angry. Who has kept the son of a maid servant here? He is eating from our plate. He's taking salary. And he is on the side of the Pandavas. He's on the side of enemy. Throw this person out of the palace and leave him only with breath. For a lifetime of service, this was the retirement benefit given. He was thrown away alive. He was not killed. Now, if something like this happens to anyone, he'll be devastated. He is Yamraj himself. He is such a great devotee of the Lord. that Krishna, he came to the house of Vidurji. Krishna placed his feet in the lap of Vidurji. You are such a great devotee of the Lord. And after getting such wonderful benefits, if this is happening to a person, somebody will say, maybe Krishna is not fair. Why? Why this is happening to me? But he never complained. He tried to see that silver lining in the darkest of the nights. Saitamati ulmankarna bane bhratu puramar masutadi topi swayam dhanurdvari nidhaya mayam gatavyatho yat urumanayanaha. Ati ulban karna bane, the words of Duryodhana, they were like burning arrows entering the ears. Karna bane. And they completely shattered the heart of Vidurji. Marmasu tadi topi. So what he did? Swayam dhanurudvari nidhaya mayam. He had a bow, he was a warrior also. He understood now it is time to give up. He placed his bow at the gate of the palace. Gata vyathoyat urumanayana. He gave up all anxiety. He was free of all the distress immediately because he could see urumanayana. This is the mercy of the Lord. He never complained. He saw it as a mercy of the Lord. It was so very painful. But still, he accepted it as mercy. So this is our aspiration. This is what we should learn, try to imbibe. When things go wrong in our life, Vidurji is our inspiration. Words of insult are more painful than physical pain. It is easy to tolerate the physical pain sometimes. The wounds created by the sword may get healed. The wounds created by the tongue, created by the words, they don't heal for years. And people in these situations, they maintain grudge, they have malice in their heart, and they await for the future opportunity to strike back. Now I'm not in this situation, but in future I'll retaliate. In any situation, somebody can give three types of responses: emotional response, political response, and devotional response. Emotional response means, oh, why this is happening to me? Why Lord is unfair? I don't deserve this. Why this is happening to me? This is emotional response. Just keep crying, go into depression. Political response, I will take revenge. Devotional response, try to see the hand of the Lord. That is a devotee. Try to be grateful in that situation. That requires lots of conviction and maturity in Krishna consciousness. Easier said than done. But we have to reach there one day. No option. We have to become purified. We have to become mature someday. And when we hear such stories, it gives us some impetus, some inspiration. We become more prayerful to the Lord. Oh my Lord, I also want to develop that maturity in Krishna consciousness, that conviction in Krishna consciousness, that when problem comes in my life, I may not complain. I may be grateful. What can be a bigger disaster than for a small child who has only his mother, and she also dies? That was the life of small boy Narad Muni. He had only his mother with him, and for mother, he was the only child. Nobody else. And then one day, she went to the forest to milk the cows. and a snake bit her and she died. But because the small boy Narad Muni, he had served these great devotees, Bhaktivedantis, he had received their mercy, he knew how to respond. Because the greatest disaster, biggest disaster which can happen to any child, he has practically no one now, he's an orphan. But still in that situation, he is grateful, unimaginable. Tada tada mishasya bhaktanam sham abhipsitah anugraham manyamana pratishtham dishamuttaram. Sud Goswami says, bhaktanam sham abhipsitah. Actually, Narad Muni is himself telling the story. And Sud Goswami is telling that the devotee, he always says, thank you, my Lord. Anugraha manyamana. The devotee thinks that this is extreme mercy. That's this small boy. Anugraha. Anugraha is not ordinary mercy, it is extreme compassion. Anugraha manyamana. Because the Lord never desires wrong for his devotees. Bhaktanam sham. Sham means auspicious. Shankara. Lord Shiva is called Shankar. Sham karoti iti Shankara, one who creates auspiciousness. Shankha, one which creates auspiciousness in the ether. That's how Bhaktanam Sham. The Lord desires welfare for his devotees. So that is the devotee's response. He looks for the hand of the Lord in difficult situations. It's like in the beginning of our Krishna consciousness movement, many people were joining, and the parents of those devotees, they were not so happy. They filed a complaint. A court case was put on ISKCON. The devotees went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, we don't have money to fight back. We can't hire a lawyer. Prabhupada said, you don't need to hire a lawyer. You fight the case. Prabhupada, we have no experience of fighting a case. Don't worry. You take my books, you take Bhagavatam, and you start speaking from first canto, first chapter, first verse. And keep on speaking. Then second verse, second day, second verse, third day, third verse. Convert court case into Bhagavatam class. So the devotees, they went. They took a whole Bhagavatam set. And then this devotee started speaking. And he's giving a wholesale, full Bhagavatam class in court, quoting all the verses. And after hearing for half an hour, this judge, he says, how many evidences you have? He says, oh my Lord, this is only first verse. There are 18,000 verses in Bhagavatam. So the judge said, maybe there is some problem here. I have to do some research. What is happening? What is this ISKCON all about? Hare Krishna moment. He called one of his friends who was a professor in Harvard University, and this professor had received books, Srila Prabhupada's books. He had read some of it. He was very appreciative. So this judge, he called him and he said, what is your opinion about this Hare Krishnas? He said, Hare Krishnas, oh, they are very bona fide. So then the judge, he gave announcement, he gave decision the next day. Hare Krishna is a bona fide religion. So that's a devotee. He converts any calamity into opportunity. Mahavipattau samsare yasmaret madhusudana vipattau tasya sampatti bhavet ityaha shankara. The devotee knows the art of transforming calamity into opportunity. Vipatti becomes sampatti when we remember Krishna. If we complain, if we blame the Lord, then that vipatti will not become sampatti. Because the Lord puts his devotees in certain situations because he wants the devotee to grow. unless we are pressed, we don't give our best. Charcoal becomes diamond when it is put under extreme pressure. So we also want to become the diamond-like pure devotees. How can we expect that things will be rosy-cozy in our Krishna conscious path? It may happen rosy-cozy, but so far it has not happened to many of the devotees. Krishna puts his devotees in difficult situations so that they are forced to become strong. If we don't become strong on our own, then Krishna has to put us in some situations. And even if somebody is a very intense devotee, Krishna still puts them under some difficult situations so that by their response, the world will understand the glory of devotee on devotional service. Devotee never complains. He is always thankful to the Lord. Pandavas never complained. So many calamities came in their life. In Brihad Bhagavatam, in fact, Yudhishthira Maharaj tells Krishna, my Lord, we fear telling our story to any person because we have gone through so many calamities. If we tell others what we have gone through, nobody will become your devotee. Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krichrata Mridhe Mridhe Neka Maharathastrato Draunyash Tartaschasma Hare Bhirakshita. Kunti Maharani, she's saying, oh my Lord, we are so very grateful. His gratitude flows in the blood of pure devotees. It is their blood group. Be grateful. Be positive. Be positive is their blood group. Always positive. Always grateful. They never complain. Pandavas never complained. Kunti Maharani is saying, thank you, my Lord. You have put us in all this. You have brought us out from all these difficult situations. She is not saying why you put us up, first of all. She is saying, thank you for taking us out of these difficult situations. Bhima was given poison. They were about to be burnt in Lakshagraha. They were about to be eaten by Bakasur, the man-eating demon. They had to see Kurukshetra war with so many powerful warriors. Parikshit Maharaj tells in the beginning of the 10th canto that all these warriors, Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Karna, they were like Timingal. But my grandfathers could cross over this ocean full of Timingals by your mercy, by mercy of Krishna. Timingal means a huge aquatic which can swallow even a shark, even a whale. So Pandavas were nothing in front of them. Arjuna was nothing in front of them. Krishna protected them. He was there as their chariot driver. Draupadi was about to be disrobed. Krishna protected them. Krishna protected her. Parikshit was dead. Krishna revived him back. They had to go in the forest for 13 years. Krishna protected them. They never complained. In fact, after the war was over, Krishna, he's now trying to pacify Yudhishthira. Before the war, Arjuna was into confusion. After war, Yudhishthira goes into confusion. And Yudhishthira is thinking all this wholesale massacre. Millions of soldiers are killed because I wanted kingdom, I am responsible. I don't want to become king. I am going to forest. Krishna could pacify Arjuna, he could not pacify Yudhishthira. He took all of them to Bhishma. And Bhishma says, oh, so many injustices. Aho kashtam, aho anyayam, yadiyuyam dharmanandana. You are the sons of Dharma. So many calamities came in your life. So many injustices. Jeevitam narata klashtum vipra dharmachyutashraya. You didn't deserve to live also. But because you are always taking shelter of saintly people, Brahmanas, Dharma, and Krishna. Yatra dharma suto raja gadapani vrikodara Krishna sri gandivam chapam surit Krishna tato vipat. You are you are dharma personified, Yudhishthir. You have the power personified as Bhima. You have skill personified as Arjun. You have directly Krishna with you. Tato vipat, still calamities came in your life. Why? Sarvam kalakritam manye. This is all time factor. And you know who is this time factor? This personality standing in front of you, Krishna, he is not your maternal cousin. Don't think. Yanmanyase matuleyam surin mitram priyattamam akarot sachivam dupam sauridat atasarati. He is nothing of that. He is not your messenger. He is not your chariot driver. He is not your relative. Saesh Bhagavan Sakshat. He is the Supreme Lord. Adyo Narayan Puman. And he bewilders everyone by his activities. Vishnu never complained that Krishna, why are you doing all this? He just accepts the plan of the Lord. So, of course, these are very, very exalted examples given in scriptures. And we may be thinking, where are we? These Bhagavatam looks so very exalted. It is like Meru mountain, and we are like ants trying to climb that Meru mountain. When we will reach, it gives sometimes hopelessness. Where are we? We get disturbed by small things. What is our chanting? We only hope for the 16th counter to come down. That is the ecstasy many times. What is this? What will happen to me? But a devotee is always hopeful, never gives up, never thinks, Mera kuch nahi ho sakta. Nothing can happen to me. Nothing will happen to me. I'll stay there only. I'll never advance. He never feels like that. A devotee is always hopeful. Prachinanam bhajanamatulam dushkaram shinvato me nairasheyam jwalatiridayam bhaktileshalasasya Vishwadrichinnagaratava karnakarunya vichim Asha bindukshiptam idamupaiti antare hanta shaityam. Very beautiful verse. A devotee is offering his prayer. He's saying, Oh my Lord, Prachinanam bhajanamatulam. When I see the Atul Bhajan, the unimaginable devotional service performed by the previous devotees, oh, such wonderful devotees. Dushkar Bhajan, intense devotion. You know what happens to me? Nairasheyam jwalatiridayam. My heart becomes morose. It burns in desperation, in sadness. You know why? Not seeing their devotion, but seeing my condition. Bhakti leshalasasya. I have no devotion ever. I have not even a drop of devotion. What is my hope? But then he says the next line, which is so very, very wonderful. But oh my Lord, when I see how you are showing mercy to every living entity in this universe some way or other. Even the ant is getting its food. Even Brahma is also given mercy. Vishwa Drichinnagaratava Karnakarunya Vichi. When I see this mercy of yours, O my Lord, you give mercy to everyone according to their position. Asha Bindu Ukshiptam. My heart, which was burning, the cooling drops of hope are sprinkled on my heart. That is the hope of a devotee. So when we hear such wonderful stories, such high level of devotional practice, It should make us hopeful that one day we will also reach there. Only thing which is required is our consistent efforts, sincere, consistent efforts. We should never become hopeless. When will I reach? Seeing our seniors, seeing Prabhupada disciples, Vartamana Acharya, oh my God, what type of devotional service they are doing, and where are we? When will I reach there? Is it hope? Is there a hope for me? Yes. Krishna is again and again telling this only. That's why he has come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us hope. Hope. He is giving hope to hopeless civilization of Kali Yuga. Otherwise, without Mahaprabhu, there is no hope. He has come to give hope to every one of us. That is how Pandavas we see. We see in the life of even Vyasadev, he was not satisfied even after giving his best. And he was thinking, what is happening? Why I am not satisfied? Kimva Bhagavata Dharma na prayena nirupita Tatha Param Hamsanam Te Vahi Achyuta Priya. Is it that I have not explained the science of devotional service properly? Dissatisfied. And he's confused. Narad Muni comes and he chastises Vyasadeva that what have you done? You have done all abominable thing. Jugupsitam dharma kritenu shashataha swabhava raktasya mahan vyatikrama. This is great transgression. People are already absorbed in sense gratification, and you have given them a bona fide way to enjoy. What is this? Vyasadeva is not resentful. At least you glorify me. I have done such a great work. He's thankful. He accepts his mistake. He takes it as mercy of the Lord. So devotee, he always takes calamities as mercy. And he tries to serve in a better way. Prabhupada is giving the example of Prahlad. Bali Maharaj is giving the example of Prahlad. So many calamities came. Hiranyakashipu, he tried to kill Prahlad in so many ways. 2 days back, Holi and Holika, that wonderful festival passed by. Prahlad was trying to be killed in n number of ways. Hiranyakashipu was inventing different ways how to kill this child. He was not getting killed by any situation, by any means. But Prahlad, he never complained. He was just prayerful, always hopeful that Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will protect me. And Krishna protects. Sometimes, unfortunately, we can't understand how Krishna is protecting us. Krishna keeps coming. He keeps sending his devotees. Whenever problem comes, he sends his devotees. There's a beautiful story which comes in the 4th canto about Dhruv Maharaj when his brother Uttam was killed by yakshas. One yaksha. He became so angry, took his chariot and waged a war against all the yakshas with a desire to destroy entire yaksha race. He went in the northern direction in the Himalayan range. He saw the valley of yakshas, Alkapuri. He blew his conch, and all the yakshas, when they heard this very frightening conch shell, their hearts were shattered, and they became really angry also. They were not able to tolerate. They came with full force to attack Dhruva. Dhruva, he was a very great warrior. He began to kill all these yakshas very powerfully. He was the only warrior. He came alone. And the chariot driver, only two people were there. And these yakshas, many yakshas came. How many yakshas were there? There were 130,000 yakshas. And they were all shooting 6 arrows each. That means how many arrows are coming towards Dhruva? 780,000 arrows are coming at Dhruva simultaneously. So many different weapons apart from arrows. And it appeared that Dhruva is now gone. The shower of the arrows, they completely covered Dhruva. It was like the rainfall on the mountain. What happens to mountain when there is a rainfall? Nothing happens to the mountain. Mountain gets cleansed off. Dhruva, when he saw such 780,000 arrows coming towards him, he gave up all his lethargy and he started fighting with all his enthusiasm. But when these arrows were covering Dhruva, all the great sages and the rishis, they are seeing all this from the Siddhaloka. And they started shouting, alas, alas, the son, the grandson of Manu, Dhruva is now lost. They are praying to the Lord. Srila Prabhupada writes a very beautiful purport. He says, Srila Rupa Goswami says that not only are devotees well protected by the Lord, but all the demigods and the great sages and even ordinary men are anxious of his security and safety. So we are not just protected by Krishna. All the devatas, sages, they also desire welfare. Nothing happens to the sun when the sun is set. It appeared that the sun of Dhruva is now set. The sun is never gone. Immediately, the sun rises again. In just a few hours, all the arrows of these enemies, yakshas, they are like the weapons of Maya which covers the soul. Sometimes it is overwhelming. And the small, insignificant living entity thinks, now I am gone. But the soul never loses its true glory. The soul is never lost. Bhukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosha cha nityashah na ishwarasya shubham dhatte swe mahimni sitasya cha swe mahimni sitasya cha. The soul is always situated in its glory. The soul is never lost. The mountains are never destroyed by the rainfalls. It comes out shining. When calamities come in the life of devotees, it brings out the devotee's better version. Updated version comes when we are under difficult situations. We always update our softwares and apps in our mobile and in our computers. We have to upgrade our process of devotional service also, upgrade our consciousness. How that upgrade will happen? When difficulty comes, then we are forced to upgrade. Because none of us like to come out of our comfort zone. Oh, things are going good. I'm doing nice devotional service. Aaram se chal raha hai. No, Krishna doesn't like aaram se wala devotee. Krishna likes that devotee should become better version, next level, upgrade. That's why these problems will come. Krishna may put us in difficult situations. We may fall down sometimes. Badyamanopi madbhakto vishayaira jitendriya praya pragalbhaya bhaktya vishayerna vibhuyate. Krishna is saying, my devotee bichara is bound by sense gratification. He can't overcome the attraction of sense objects. But he never leaves practicing intense devotional service. Prayaha pragalbha bhakti. Pragalbha means intense devotion. Vishayair nabhibhuyate. He is never defeated. He may lose some battles, but he'll win the war for sure. That is a devotee. So these yakshas, they thought now Dhruva is gone. But in the meantime, they saw Dhruva's chariot suddenly appearing from the midst of these arrows. Just like the sun appears from the midst of the fog, Dhruva appeared like that. And he started shooting his arrows. And the arrows were creating a hissing sound. It was so very powerful. Immediately, the sharp arrows released by Dhruv Maharaj, they were piercing the bodies and the shields of yakshas. It appeared that thunderbolts were falling on mountain. Now the different analogy is given. When Dhruva was getting covered by the arrows, rainfalls were falling on the mountain. Now the yaksha's body are pierced by the arrows of Dhruva. Thunderbolts are falling on the mountain. And when thunderbolt falls, what happens? The mountains are destroyed. The yakshas, their bodies were getting cut. The entire battlefield was full of the dead bodies of yakshas. Cut, the hands were cut, somewhere the limbs were floating, the heads were floating. It was a really ghastly scene. And whoever remained, they started running away. They all disappeared. It was complete silence in the battlefield. Only Dhruva was standing. But Dhruva was very intelligent. He started thinking, no one knows the plans of yakshas. He didn't run behind them to kill them, because that's a code of war. You don't kill a person who's running away. He was very intelligent. He didn't become complacent. Krishna se bhaje se bada chatur. By the process of devotional service, you become very strong. We may be able to control our senses, but we should never be overconfident. Now I have become purified. Look, I have become pure devotee, it seems. They are not gone. Anarthas are not gone yet. They are in hiding. They are waiting for the opportunity to come back. Dhruva, he was very intelligent. He didn't become complacent. He was just waiting what is going to happen now, very alert. And as he expected, the yakshas, they retaliated by creating all the illusions. Yakshas are expert in creating illusions. As Dhruva, he was talking to his chariot driver, he started hearing sound of the clouds, thundering of the clouds. And he saw a great dust storm rising. Suddenly, the whole sky became full of dense black clouds. Wind started blowing. It was storm. It started raining heavily. It was not raining water. Pus, blood, mucus, stool, urine, bones and skeletons, cut body parts, hands, legs, they were falling. The stones started falling from the sky. He saw big, ferocious animals, lion, tigers, about to pounce on him. He saw huge snakes emitting fire from their mouth. He was completely bewildered. Maya also creates the cloud of anarthas, bewilders us. And these anarthas, they may pop up after many, years of these practice. And the devotee gets completely confused, bewildered. What is happening to me? This last 10 years, 20 years, nothing like this has happened. Why all these things are happening? This is the clouds created by the Maya. We should never trust the mind. We should never think, now I am purified soul. Just like Shukdev Goswami gives the example in the 5th canto, Rishabh he didn't accept the mystic siddhis because he didn't trust his mind. Rishabh is Supreme Lord. If he is not trusting his mind, who are we? You should never ever be overconfident. Now I can do anything. Maya also can cheat sadhakas. She'll also create the cloud of anarthas. Now, Dhruva is really getting bewildered. At this point of time, all the sages and the great souls, the rishis in the Siddhaloka, they are watching all this. And they are always there, present to help Dhruva. They immediately appear there and they say, "Oh Dhruva, please chant the names of the Lord. Auttana pada bhagavan tava saranga dhanava deva shnotyavanataarti haro vipakshan yannamadheyam abhidhaya nishamya chadha lokonjasa tarati dustaravanga mrityum." They are saying, "Oh Dhruva, please chant the names of Narayana. The names of the Lord can take one across the ocean of material existence. What to speak of this small illusion created by yakshas? Please chant." That is how a devotee comes in our life. When we are in difficult situation, when we are bewildered, somebody will come and they'll remind us what to do now. Take shelter of Krishna. We may know all this, but we need to be reminded by some devotees. Because in bewildered state, we can't remember simple things. We need devotees in every step of our life. And then slowly we will advance and achieve the perfection. So that's how this beautiful section of Bhagavatam describes how a devotee, in whatever situation he may be, he never complains the Lord. And he is always depending on devotees. So there are so many examples. Dhruva, he took shelter of the names of the Lord. He never complained to the Lord, why you allowed my brother to be killed? He was depending on the Lord. He was depending on the devotees. Okay, so I'll stop here. It's 5:45 now. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this very, very wonderful class. Very nicely you explained how the devotees are always in the positive mode, that they don't question at all in any situation they are in. So they see Krishna's hand in every situation. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Now I request Uttambar Prabhu, please you can ask it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Gaur Vilas Prabhu. My Dandavat pranams to you. All glories to Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Very, very, so many lessons to be learned from this. So, Prabhu, the theme of the current sloka is tolerance, as I understand. And my question revolves around that one, Prabhu. We know Kunti Maharani says, Vipada Santu Tasaswa Tatra Tatra Jad Guru. But we are not there yet. She's asking for calamities after calamities. Why? Because then she will be able to remember Krishna, and by remembering or seeing Krishna, repeated birth and death would not occur. But we are not there yet, Prabhu. So my question to you, Prabhu, is how do we inculcate the sense of tolerance? And then you gave a very wonderful example of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. You said that the greatness of a person is determined by the ability to tolerate the provoking situations. What a wonderful statement, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, the question is, how do we develop this Trinadapi Sunichana, Tarorapi Sahisna, the tolerance, specifically in this age of Kali, when there are all the forces attacking to you, material or spiritual, whatever it be. How do we navigate, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Thank you for the answer. Very good.
Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, in 13th chapter, 12th chapter, 14th chapter, he gives a list of qualities of devotees. Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Shantirarjavam. 12th chapter, he describes the qualities of devotees. Prabhupada writes in the purport of one of that verse, a devotee should endeavor to develop these qualities. And in due course of time, these qualities will become natural for a devotee. It will not happen automatically that one day you get up and you become tolerant and develop all these qualities. Although we may not like to follow all this, we may not be humble, we may not be tolerant, but fake it till you make it. Artificially, you do it. Artificially, you try to be humble and tolerant, although it is not coming from the heart. But we should always be praying to the Lord. That is the most important part. We endeavor and then we pray that, oh my Lord, this quality should become natural for me. For example, we may preach now. We may give classes, cultivate people. But this Jivadaya, compassion, it is not natural for us. It is not coming from the heart. Many times, at least, for new devotees who are given the chance to preach, they may give classes. But for them, it is not natural. Just because they are told, that's why they are doing it. But our responsibility is we should keep on praying to the Lord. Kabe jivadaya hoive udaya nij shukha bhuli sudina hriday bhakti vinoda koriya vinaya shriya gyata na karide pracha kabe habe bolo se dinama. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when will this compassion arise in my heart? Although he is the most compassionate person. So that's how this quality of Trinadapi, Sunichena, Tarorapi, Sahishnuna, Amanina, Manadena. These are very, very high level of Vaishnava qualities. When we get purified, then these qualities, they become natural for us. In our conditioned state, they may not be natural for us, but still we should keep on endeavoring to practice these qualities. And then, by the mercy of the Lord, these qualities will become natural in due course of time. If we are prayerful and if we are sincere, then these qualities will become natural by the grace of the Lord. But our job is to endeavor. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for wonderful answer. Prabhu, there is a follow-up question that that very nicely said, Prabhu, but when we are attacked with those circumstances, we sometimes forget, not sometimes, me always forget. And then we are so much bogged down into, okay, how do I solve that? But then the solution is to remember Krishna, So how do we develop that sense of remembering Krishna in the time of calamities, Prabhu, which is the time is very, very critical, and then our attention is fully diverted into how do I tackle this, but it's for Krishna to tackle, not for us. Please guide, Prabhu. Hare
The
Krishna.
more we sweat in peace, the less we bleed in war. So that is very simple understanding. When things are normal in our life, no problems, no major calamities, In those situations, how much present we are, how much attentive we are, how much prayerful we are, how much honest we are in our practices, that will decide our response in difficult situations. It is no miracle. If it is there, not there inside, it will not come out. So we have to be honest and intense in normal good situations. Then we can expect that the Lord will give Dadami Buddhi Yoga. Matta Smriti Jnana Apohanam. Krishna is only giving, but when he sees that this devotee is really endeavoring, then in difficult situations, that knowledge will come out. Then we'll be able to practice it. Otherwise, for most of us, many times, those who are sadhakas, it doesn't come naturally. We may hear hundred of times, still it is not natural. Doesn't come in difficult situation because it is not going in the heart. It is just going to the head and then getting evaporated from there. It is not reaching the heart. It will reach the heart if we are practicing intensely. Because these are not artificial things to be cultivated. It comes by the mercy of the Lord. The more we endeavor to practice them, the more it will become natural. So we have to just be patient with ourselves. We will fall down many times, but we have to keep on getting up and walking again. Bhuma skalita padanam, bhuma vivavalambanam, toijata paradhanam, tameva sharanam prabhu. Child falls on the ground, takes shelter of the same ground, gets up again, starts walking. That's what we have to do. We may fall down many times. We may be doing so many pradas, offenses, in chanting, in services, Vaishnava prad. Take shelter of that same holy name to get up. Take shelter of the same Vaishnavas to get up. Vaishnavas are our sticks with which we can walk. There's a beautiful verse which says that all you Vaishnavas, you are my stick. Durgam pathi mein andhasya skhalat pad gate muhu swakripa yashti danina santa santu avalambanam. I am blind and the path which I am going is very difficult to go through. Durgam path. Andha, I am blind. And I am falling at every step. Skhalat pad gate muhu. Again and again I am falling. So Vaishnavas, Swa kripa yashti danena. Please give me the stick of your mercy. Santa santu avalambanam. I am depending on that. I am depending on devotees. So if we please devotees, if we chant properly, then for sure Krishna will show mercy. When he will show mercy, then only he knows. But we should be hopeful, prayerful, and keep endeavoring. That is what we can do. Then whatever Krishna desires, that will happen. We should be happy practicing bhakti. Even though we fall down, we should be happy. Krishna likes happy devotees. Nobody likes a crying servant. The servant is crying. The master will say, oh, you go, Baba. You don't serve me. If we may fall down, we should not cry because of our fallen condition. We should be hopeful that no problem. Again I'll get up, again I'll walk. That is what Krishna says. He says, Jata Shuddho Matkathasu. I speak this verse many times. 11, 28, I think 27, 28. Jata Shraddho Matkathasu Nirvinna Sarvakarmasu Ved Dukhatmakan Kaman Parityapyanishvara Tato Bhajet Mam Prita Shraddhalu Dhrida Nishchayaha Jushamana Kaman Dukhodar Kam Shakarahayan. Krishna is telling to Uddhav, Uddhav, my devotee, his faith has risen in my pastimes. He knows sense gratification leads to misery. Still he can't give it up. Bichara mera devotee. Tato bhajet mam prita. Still he should happily practice bhakti. Krishna is telling this. Baba, khush ho ke bhakti karo. Be happy. Don't cry. Tato bhajet mam prita. Shraddhalu. With faith, dridha nishchaya, with determination. All the while repenting for the sinful activities, mistakes we may be doing. Don't worry. So that is the injunction given by Krishna. Be happy. You should not be crying. I am so fallen. What will happen to me? I am so fallen that even Krishna can't lift me up. You should be grateful to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. What an inspirational answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. My words to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you so much for the question and answer. Now I request Radha Jyoti Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Yes, Mataji, my humble obeisances to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances at dust of the lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I have a couple of questions. So, if you remember in a class, you told us that you have defined the being sincere and being serious devotees. So, my question to you is, say one is serious about his practice, but he is not consistent, or either way, one is consistent but not seriously or bringing the quality in the practices. So how both of them, both the conditions, they grow, means how their path will be, how what activities one should become. If he's a serious, he should do to become sincere, and if he is a sincere, what he should do to become serious.
Find a devotee who is sincere and serious. You will become one. Stay with that devotee, associate with that devotee, you will become one. There are no rocket sciences here, no miracles. Just aspire for association of sincere devotees. They'll teach you, they teach us what is sincerity, what is seriousness. So that's how it is. Sincerity, seriousness, they look all big terms. They boil down to being present and consistent. That's it. If we are present in our services, in our chanting, in our hearing, Bhagavatam, attentive, and if we are consistent in doing these things, that is sincerity and seriousness. Nothing else. So just find some good devotees and hear from them, associate with them. We will develop these qualities. Keep praying to the Lord. Endeavoring. There is no excuse to endeavor. We have to endeavor. We have to give our best. We have to be determined. Prabhupada says if you have no determination, you are an animal. Prabhupada would always very strongly say that. That's the only quality which humans have. Be determined. And we should be patient. We should not be so result-oriented. Sometimes we get into this zone of when will I become pure devotee? When will I come back to Godhead? Should not be so much obsessed with these desires. Be obsessed with the desire to serve. Be obsessed with the desire to chant properly. We are obsessed with the desire of when will I chant nicely? Hey Baba, now you chant nicely. Now it is in your hand. Chant nicely. And then results will come. So we should always learn to be in the present and try to be honest and obsessed with our current devotional practices. Not thinking, when will I become pure devotee? When will Krishna give darshan? When will I go back home, back to garden, that is not in our hand. That's not our job. Our job is our chanting, our reading Bhagavatam, our prayers, our seva. Just be consistent and honest and slowly. कबू न बाधिबे तुम्हार विषय तरंग पुनरपि ऐठानि पावे मोर संग. Mahaprabhu is telling that Kurma Brahmana, please stay wherever you are and you keep on chanting. Starhaya Gharao Naho Batul Krame Krame Pailok Bhavasindukul. Don't be mad. Gradually you will attain perfection. Raghunath Das Goswami was running to meet Mahaprabhu and give up everything. Mahaprabhu said, be patient. Don't show Markat Vairagya. Markat Vairagya Loka Dikhaiya. यथा योग्य विषय भुंज अनासक्त होइए. Don't show Markat Vairagya, monkey renunciation. Stay wherever you are, keep on practicing. And in due course of time, you will come to me. When will I come to you? When will I understand when I have to leave? Se chale se kale Krishna spurabe tomare. Krishna kripaye jare tare kera khite pare. In due course of time, Krishna will reveal. Se chale se kale Krishna spurabe. When you will come back, Krishna will tell you. Now, what's in our hand? Our chanting, our reading, our seva, our prayers. That's it. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I have a couple of questions. Prabhuji, you mentioned about, you made one statement that Lord will test us in terms of our eagerness, philosophy, and loyalty, right? So my question to you is, why he is testing the eagerness? Because being a devotee, he will not allow to leave. If we leave, he will come back. He will catch the tail and he will make us more serious about his presence. And if we are doing, he will not show up. Then there will be always always a loop of fall down and coming back, fall down and coming back. Then why he's testing the eagerness?
He wants to increase our commitment. Prabhupada writes that in one of the purport. Krishna likes to increase the commitment of his devotees, increase the dedication. So he keeps putting them in difficult situations to show to the world how to respond and to bring us out of our complacency. So that is the job of Krishna. He never allows his devotees to be complacent. He always, as it is said, keeps them on the edge so that they may become better. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Prabhuji, can I ask two, three questions more?
Anybody else has any other questions? Okay, one last question I'll take and then we'll stop.
Prabhuji, two. One is about the absorption you mentioned. Absorption, how we should plan for our absorption in the practices that we do daily. And you mentioned one more point that you made one simple point that we are supposed to understand that Mahaprabhu came to give us hopefulness. Then we are practicing, but we are not, we are not able to encash that hopefulness in us. Then how we should see that hopefulness in us? These are two questions, and the rest I'll ask later. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and eternally grateful to you.
Hearing your questions, I remember Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. You know about Anand Vrindavan Prabhu in our community? He asked so many questions to Maharaj. I was hearing a class of 1988. And in that, Maharaj tells we should write a book on Anand Vrindavan Prabhu's questions. Since then, he's asking so many questions. Hare Krishna. So all I can say is thank you for your sincere devotional practice. You're so very eager answering your questions. It seems you are more eager to practice than I am eager to tell answers. So you're already absorbed in devotional service. That's why we're asking so many wonderful questions. Hopefulness, how to be hopeful always. Keep listening about the devotees, how they received mercy of the Lord. Share your heart with some devotees. Guhyam akhyati prachyati. They'll give you hope in hopeless situations. These are the different ways to increase our hope. This is one of the anga of devotional service. Asha bandha. Avashya rakshibe Krishna. This is one of the limbs of surrender. We have to cultivate that. We have to cultivate this asha bandha. A devotee is never hopeless. And he tries to find out avenues to be hopeful. He keeps looking through scriptures, reading scriptures, he talks to devotees, hears their wonderful experiences, and becomes hopeful. Good experiences, they give us hope. We should never give up a chance to experience some wonderful moments in devotional service. Yatras, some festivals, they give us that experience. That experience increases our hope. That now I may be feeling very miserable, but I had some good experience in that festival, in that lecture, in that yatra. So that gives hope. So that's how we can be hopeful always. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very wonderful session and all your inspiring answers. And we thank for your time and association. And with your permission, we will end here, Prabhu, by paying obeisances to all Vaishnavas. Vancha
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Vaishnavebhyo
Antakoti
Namo
Vaishnavindu ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki
Prabhupada ki
jai. His
jai.
Grace Gaur Vilas Das Prabhu ji ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Jai
Hare
Gaur
Krishna.
Premanande.